let's get up and running with Kotlin on IntelliJ IDEA. So we just do a quick search. In this case, it's the Brave search for download IntelliJ IDEA. The first thing that comes up is the download page. Now this is kind of tricky, and the way they did this is not very nice. Here you have this nice shiny bright blue button that says download. This is not the thing, because if you look right here, it says free 30-day trial. That's not what you want. The one that's permanently free that you don't have to keep buying or anything like that is right here. And it's kind of hidden because the download button is the same color as the background. So this is Linux, so we just get the Linux version. If you're on a different platform like Windows or Mac, you would download whatever. You would pick the download right here, download the Mac version or the Windows version. So we just hit download. We would download it. The file would be right here. Here's our file browser on Ubuntu Linux. Here's what the file is. It's a zipped file, archive, and it's going to say ideal, right there, C, IDEA C. And then you open that up. You just unzip it into the folder that you want to keep it in forever, for however long you're going to be using it, which I assume is a long time. In this case, it's my apps folder on my Ubuntu installation. So this is the folder for it when it's unzipped. IDEA IC right there. Go inside the folder that says bin. Okay, so this is inside that folder. This was the IDEA IC folder, and then the bin folder, and then we're looking for this right here, which is a binary file that says IDEA on it. This is what you want. Here's our terminal. So we open up a terminal right here. We drag this on here like this and hit enter. Okay. We can start a new project. And let's just call it new project. And make sure you get the name right, because you can't really rename these without recreating the entire project. We want the build system to be Gradle. We want to use the latest JDK, which is 24. The Gradle DSL is going to be Kotlin, so that means it's going to be the language that we're going to be telling IntelliJ how to build our project. We're going to have that also be Kotlin. So Kotlin is the language we're writing our app. It's also the language we're telling IntelliJ how to build our program. And this should be good enough. We want to select Kotlin right here. So notice how there's different projects right here. Java, Kotlin, Groovy. We want Kotlin. So create. And here's our new program right here. Here's our new ready-made program to run, which is just a little command line one. Here's our new project, and like I said, you can't really rename that, so that's kind of lame, but if you wanted to rename it, you would have to generate a whole new one of these and copy and paste all your files in there, so that's kind of a pain, so make sure you get a name that you like. So this right here, this file, this source code, is in the folder called SRC, which stands for source. And then there's another subfolder in there called main, and then another folder called Kotlin, and finally we get to the main.kt file. That's our source code file. So it's right here. This is the file. And we can run it by clicking this little run button right here. There's this little, if we wanted to debug, we would hit the debug button right there. But to run it, we hit this little triangle run button. And Let's see. Let me just take a look at this. Okay. Sorry about that. My lights went out. Now they're back. Okay. So before we can get this thing to run, we have to do one more thing, and that's go into this file called build.gradle.kts. It's at the high level of your new project folder. It's not in any subfolders. It's right here at the high level, just right in that main folder. Build.gradle.kts. This is your main build that tells the IntelliJ how to build your project. So what we needed to do was change a few things. We needed to add this, which tells us what version of Java. So in this case, we're only going to use 21. And the version of Kotlin, again, we're only going to use 21. And we just make sure we have these other blocks in here, dependencies and repositories, and that's about it. Everything else is basically the same. We just had to add these two blocks right here, this Java block and this Kotlin block. Now we will be able to run this. But notice how when I'm on this file right here, this KTS file, I can't hit the run button because this is nothing to run. So if we want to run the main file, we have to click on it and make it be the active tab on our files tab set right there. So this is that source code. It's just a simple printing out. It's running a little loop right here and printing out some stuff, printing out some numbers and a hello name and so on. So here's our little triangular run button right there. We just click this. It's going to run it. It's building it, and okay, it ran it perfectly. Here's the hello Kotlin right there. So we got that. Here's all the little iteration numbers that it printed out right there. So that was this source code. The output of running this source code is right here in this little terminal that's built into our Kotlin. So this is everything you need to know to get going. In order to, it's just very tricky to get this thing going with regards to the build file. So just copy and paste these blocks right here. When you download the source code and you want to build your own projects, you have to make sure that these two blocks are in your build.gradle.kts file. And that should be everything you need to know to get up and running.